Now, most of you might have noticed that when I preach a sermon, I don't usually quote a lot of Bible. If you don't believe in the Bible, it ain't going to make any difference. If you do believe in the Bible, you ought to be reading it for yourself, and you ought to be double-checking me. For instance, today I'm not going to read anything out of the Bible. Not at all. I didn't even bring any notes with me. But you know, when Paul wrote to the Corinthians, and even more when he wrote to the Galatians, he talked about running a race. Now, you ought to know about those scriptures if you've been reading the Bible. They're pretty good passages. They make a good point. Preachers use them now and then. Today, I'm going to tell you a real-life story from this weekend about a race. Now, I got a friend named Shane. And Shane decided that he was going to run a 10K race. That's 6.2 miles. Shane's not a young man, but much younger than me. He's in pretty good shape. And he set a goal. He had a time, I'm going to make it in this time. And I'm going to run this race. Now, as a Christian, I got to ask you, have you set a goal in your Christian life? I'm not even sure what goals most Christians set, if any. To go to church on Sunday, big deal. And even that, a lot of Christians don't do. They make it 1, 2, 3 times a month. Of course, then there's Christians that make it 3, 4 times a week. Now, going to church isn't usually a goal Christians set. How about reading the Bible through in a year? Now, that's a goal Christians set. Praying every day. That's a goal Christians set. Pretty simple stuff, really. And yet, how many Christians don't make it? I'm going to read the Bible through in a year. Don't make it. You know, the truth is the average Christian that says they're going to read the Bible through in a year starts on January 1st, and they have given up before the end of January. That's the truth. And in Shane's race, he encountered a problem. At about the 1 mile mark, with 5+ miles to go, he got a cramp in his leg. Now, I can hear Christians, well, I was going to read the Bible through in a year, but I got tired. I slept in and I didn't get to read it, and the next day I was busy and I got discouraged because I wasn't doing it, and so I stopped. That's too bad. You know what Shane did? Shane kept on going. He couldn't run any further. But what he did was what he calls a fast walk. Now let me tell you, his time in a fast walk is better than my time for running at that distance ever was. But he finished the race. He didn't reach his time, his goal, but he came pretty close. I mean, closer than I'd expect somebody who's doing a fast walk. He aimed high and he missed it. But you know, there's a lot of people that didn't have a goal. They didn't even do as well as Shane. A lot of people that didn't even try. They didn't do as well. That's true in our Christian life too, people. If you don't have a goal as a Christian, I'd love to suggest some for you. And I don't mean reading the Bible through in a year. But that's a good place to start. Set the goal and don't quit. Don't quit. You're never going to finish the race if you quit. You are never going to finish the race if you quit. But remember, you don't have to answer to me. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter 2 cents whether I like what your goals are or not, whether I like whether you've completed your goals or not, whether you even tried to make your goals or not, doesn't matter. Because the race is yours. You answer to you and to God.